guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my December and my 2025 financial wrap-up. So I am mentally exhausted after going through all of the numbers from December and 2025. It has been 6 months since I declared to the world that I wanted to start on a financial journey to try and become debt-free and better my finances and all of that fun jazz. And you would not be able to tell, looking at the numbers from my 2025 wrap-up and from December, that I have decided to be financially responsible at all. I do have some big plans that I am going to put into place, some behavior changes, some things to actually rectify the situation and actually do something that's going to make some progress happen. And I'll talk about that later, but for right now, let's talk about December and our 2025 wrap. Okay, so here is the December overview that we looked at in the November update, I believe, is when I showed this to you guys. A lot of this hasn't been checked off as far as like the bills being paid and whatever, but they did get paid. December was a hectic month. It flew by so quickly. It was so jam-packed full of stress and whatever. Just, it was a lot. It was a lot. So I think I'd mentioned in the November wrap-up that there wasn't a whole lot of focus being had on checking in with the finances and stuff because of life just getting crazy, life being hard, all the things. That definitely happened. Continued in December here, but this is where we started out the month. Everything did get paid, even though it's not checked off. Did finish filling out the spending tracker. So let's take a look at the wrapped numbers. So in the month of December, I spent $683.69 on groceries. How, where, why? I couldn't tell you, honestly. I don't remember going to the grocery store that often. I didn't host any parties. I hosted Christmas, but I didn't buy anything extra for that, really. So honestly, I don't know why the grocery bill is that high. And I know that sounds really bad to say, that I can't even tell you why it was high. I understand that, and I am upset. But I have plans to try and fix that. The gas was $88.45, which I think was down from the month of November. Honestly, I got so overwhelmed by these numbers and by everything else that I didn't even go back to compare it to November. So we're just gonna go because it's just gonna get worse from here. Under the $100 budget though, so that's good at least. Cats, I spent $50.06 on them, which was mainly just their food. I spent $243.46 on personal care items. This is definitely higher than normal because I am trying really hard to try and get my hair healthy again and help it to continue to grow, especially since I think I might be balding from all of the bleaching and things that I've done to my hair, which is, you know, great as a 30-year-old. So I did buy some extra hair care products in the month of December to try and combat that. We'll see if they help. Fingers crossed that they do, but I'll keep you updated on that. I spent $195.61 eating out in the month, which is just barely under the $200 limit budget, whatever we want to call it at the moment. $17 going out. This was one trip to the movies, so that was good. $325.61 was spent on fitness and running. I signed up for a back-to-back half marathon thing, which was $200, and I signed up for something else. I signed up for some things in December. I signed up for some other things here in January, so it's kind of running together because today is January 11th. So yeah, it's all kind of running together, but that definitely was higher than before. But one thing that I'm, as I've mentioned, not going to be sorry for. I spent $0 on clothes and accessories in the month of December. I felt like I had to include this because the fact that this is a big old goose egg is a big deal. However, $99.68 was spent on just Stoof, and $2,196.08 was spent on miscellaneous items. This was the number that had me absolutely gobsmacked. This number and my groceries. But what? I tried to draw like a shocked face and it just ended up looking like a bowling ball, so tried to line through that, but like literally my mouth hit the ground when I saw this number. So I have to go back and break this down and see exactly how much what was spent where. I spent $868.12 on Christmas gifts. Didn't realize I like that many people. So next year, hope you guys are prepared for some DIY Christmas gifts because I love you, but not that much. $769.62 was spent on my car repairs and on medical bills. So that was essentials that could, like, costs that could not be avoided. So those two things ended up being $1,637.74 worth of this, which means the remaining $558.34 was for other things, which included paint for my living room, hair care, and some other like actual miscellaneous things. So my grand total that I spent in the month of December was $3,899.64. That's a problem. And now I'm just mad. And I think this is what I needed, was to get mad, because now what I'm going to tell you as far as how we're going to avoid this ever happening again. I know I said that before, but I really mean it this time, because we're going to put implement some things into place. And whatever. So let's move on to the 2025 Wrapped, and then I'll get into all of the next steps. Okay, so like I said, I've been doing this for about 6 months now. So these are the numbers from the months of July to December, minus the month of September. So everything that you see here is actually minus an entire month, which means that these numbers are ridiculously high when we're missing an entire month. But whatever, let's just take a little look at the wrap here. So for the essentials categories, groceries, $2,274.71. Gas, $480.87. The cats, $420.48. Lawn was $315, and personal care was $587.46 for a grand total of $4,078.52. Which to me seems really high for 6 months. But I have nothing to compare it to at the moment because I didn't total up what it was, in 2024 versus 2025. So this is gonna be our baseline, or my baseline, I guess, moving forward. So, I mean, when I put it all like this, it definitely looks really high and overwhelming and a lot, but it's good to have this as the baseline because then that gives me something to strive to be better than. So here we are there. For the non-essential categories, stuff, $1,704.13. Eating out, $1,278.48. Going out, $594.95. Clothes, $602.84. This is ridiculous, Amy. Okay, I do not need any more clothes. Somebody tell me that, please. Nicely, but I don't need any more clothes. And then for running fitness stuff, $686.19, which, fine, I'm okay with that. So grand total, $4,866.59, which the non-essentials should never be higher than the essentials, but here we are. So that's an issue that definitely needs to be addressed. The miscellaneous category on its own was $4,300.57, which, again, I was at a loss for words when I saw that. So my grand total of what I spent in 6 months on those categories came to $13,245.68. We minus the essentials, $9,167.16. That could have gone towards paying down debts. I could have paid off an entire credit card bill plus a student loan if I had put all of this toward debts. That's crazy to me. There's the baseline. It's only gonna go up from here. It has to. So let's go ahead and take a look at January really quick, and then we'll start talking about steps moving forward. So here's the January overview so far. Like I mentioned, today is January 11th, so everything has been paid up until today. We've had a couple of paydays come through, and all of the debts here are listed. These are where we're at. Still sitting at under $40,000 a debt, which is down from where I started, which is good. I did look into why my Discover amount had gone up, and it looks like it had a late fee charge for obviously paying late, and then there were a couple of charges from Amazon for like video channels that I am going to be looking into because I think they were charged on my Capital One card as well. So I'm confuzzled, and I'm going to look into that more and probably honestly just cancel any additional channels on Amazon because I don't use them or need them. Just a waste of money at the moment. So that is where we're at with all of those. Otherwise, have started filling out the spending tracker, and so far things are looking pretty bleak for the month. Groceries are sitting at $199.84, which, what did I say? It's January 11th. We're how many weeks in to the month? 2 weeks in. 2 weeks into the month, so that's roughly about $100 a week, which is fine with me. It's what my goal is going to be shooting for. We're not even 2 weeks into the month. We're only 1 full week. This is the second week of the month. So we're way over my goal for what? It's fine. I should have taken a beat before filming this video to have calmed down a little bit because I am just frustrated with myself at the moment. Gas $39.79, which is nice and low. Love to see it. Eating out $57.52. Need to make sure that this stays down. Stuff $207.15. On what? I don't know. I had 2 things here, something from Target and stuff from Walmart. I don't remember what those things were. I should actually go back and look at the receipts and see. One sec. I remember. Okay, so I was out shopping with my besties, and one of my besties got a record player for her birthday, and of course she's trying to build her record collection right now, her vinyl record collection, because she got a record player, wants to build her collection and all of that. I was influenced. I'm easily influenced, I guess, as I've had a record player for years. For years and years and years. I haven't bought any new records for my record player in a very, very long time, but I saw her grabbing record after record after record to add to her collection, and then there I was, adding record after record after record to put into my collection. So that's what those were. And that explains why I put records on my no-buy for 2026. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention what the miscellaneous is. $318.01, because I decided that I also was going to start a renovation project here at the beginning of the year without saving up for it, and just have been spending willy-nilly to try and make myself feel better in my space here at the house. trying to think that self-care is building a better space here at home, which, to be fair, it is helping. 1000% it is helping. I do feel a lot better in my living room currently with the things that I've done to it. It definitely feels more cozy. It feels more like a home here, which was something that was really, really stressing me out for a very long time. And I'm really glad that I did it. I have no regrets, but it just is an unfortunate side effect of that self-care. So anyway, that is where we're at right now. Let's talk about next steps. So I meant to go back and look and see what I had put as my no buys for 2025. I think I remember most of them. God, you would hope so. So that way I knew to not buy any of those things, right? Hand soap, candles, tumblers. I feel like low buy was Halloween decorations. No buy, low buy for 2025 was books, Halloween decor, candles, hand soap, tumblers. Nailed it, except for the books. I forgot about the books, but which actually tracks because I bought a lot of books in 2025. Not as many as I had been, but I definitely did not stick to that whole no buy, low buy. So moving forward, in 2026, after the shocks that I was given from my wrap-ups here at the end of the year, we're getting brutal, okay? I know that a lot of people who have watched these videos before have commented and saying that I needed to be a little bit more brutal, a little harder on myself as far as like the things that I'm doing to try and stick to the plan, because I hadn't really been acting like I really wanted to change. And valid. And this is where it changes. Okay, this is where I'm gonna make the changes and we're gonna stick to these. So no buy for 2026, okay? Perfumes. I got caught up in Ulta and decided that I needed to buy at least 2 more of the Sol de Janeiro perfumes. I already have 3 or 4 other perfumes that were here at home, practically full. Okay, we're not buying any more perfume or body sprays, whatever, until every last one of those runs out. Okay, no candles still. I still have a huge cabinet full of them, and trying to not burn the candles because of the whole fume thing, whatever, not good for you. So not buying any candles. Once the ones in the cabinet run out, they run out, we're gonna switch to wax melts or like whatever, something a little bit more health conscious. Not buying any records, as I mentioned, because I don't need records, okay? I have a Spotify subscription. If I want to listen to something on my record player, I have like 50 records that I can pick from, okay? So not gonna be buying any of those. Brand new clothes, not doing it, okay? Full price, it's not coming home with me. If I find something out thrifting, like jeans, because I do think that I am gonna have to get some new jeans, but first, before I even try and buy anything full price, we're gonna thrift it first. We're gonna look for it and thrift it, okay? Brand new clothes only as a last resort necessity. Like I have run out of every pair of jeans. Like I have no jeans left, or I have no underwear left, or something like that. Like, you know, something crazy. Then brand new's fine. But otherwise, none of it. Earrings, none of it. Okay, I had a few, which earrings sounds so random, but there are a couple of these Etsy shops online that, not Etsy shops, are they? Small businesses that I really, really love the earrings that they make. They're clay earrings. And I went bonkers last year on both of their sites. It was Made with Love Lauren, Wild Honey Clay, okay? Absolutely love them, both. They both do a fantastic job. Definitely think you should go and support them, okay? Both wonderful, wonderful creators, people, and their work's great. But I have so many pairs of earrings. So many that I cannot even, if I were to wear a different pair of earrings every day, it would probably last me like half a year, honestly. It's an issue. So, will not be buying any more earrings in 2026. And then, I mean, obviously tumblers are still going to be a no-buy for 2026. I have plenty of those. The final thing for the no-buy in 2026 is going to be books. I am officially on a book buying ban. Okay, I am not allowed to buy any books at all unless I have a gift card. I'm going to make that stipulation. But otherwise, no books. No new books are entering this house. Okay, I have an insanely huge, overflowing physical TBR shelf over here to my right that just stares at me all of the time. All of these books screaming at me to be read. I have access to a library here in town. That should be enough. That is the plan. I am doing currently a book savings thing with my friend Cass right now, bestie Cass. I'm not buying any new books, but I am paying myself for reading them. Here's the thing. So we started a book savings jar. So every single time that I read a book off of my physical TBR shelf, I'm going to put $10 into that jar. That money that I save up is then going to be used for a book shopping spree at the end of the year. That is the goal. It's just kind of a way to try and really help me stick to the book buying ban and really focus on reading the books that I do already own, because I only get to pay myself for reading. I don't know why I air quoted that, because that's exactly what I'm doing. Pay myself for reading if I read a book off my physical TBR shelf. Library books don't count. Audio, like, if it's not on my TBR shelf, it doesn't count. Okay, so that's the whole thing that is happening with that. I will be canceling my Kindle Unlimited subscription, my Everend subscription, and that's it. So that's going to be saving me an extra, what, $12, $20, $32 a month, which is great. I'm excited. I will get to still use the subscriptions through the end of January when I cancel them today, I think, because I've already paid for this month with both of them. But then after that, be on my own. Be crazy. Okay, so that was the no-buy list of 2026. Perfume, candles, books, records, brand new clothes, earrings. Okay, the low buys. The low buys. Makeup. Stuff that's new to me that I want to try out. No. Okay, we gotta stick with the tried and true, known and tested, loved products. Okay? Things got a little crazy sometimes with like the lip balms and like whatever last year, and now I have more lip balms than one person could go through before they expire, and so not doing that. Hair products the same way. Okay, I am going to stick with what I have already purchased, let that go to work and try and do magic on my hair, and not buy anything else to add to the routine that is already getting insanely long and complicated. So there's that. Halloween decor is going to be the same thing. My goal this year, honestly, is to not really buy anything. I have no idea what the Halloween party theme is going to be this year, but I'm hoping, not hoping because I can decide what the theme is, pick something that I could use stuff I already have for it, which would be great. Also, popcorn buckets and cups. I feel like that kind of needs to be on the low buy, no buy. Probably no buy, right? Because those are not necessary at all. Do they bring me joy? Yes. Do I use them? Yes, actually I do. They don't just sit on a shelf. But do I need them? No. So they're on low buy, very close to no buy. Okay, like very, very close. So that's where I'm at with all of that right now. The next thing that I want to talk about is how I'm going to try and keep my grocery bill down. How I'm going to try and lower it. I think I want to set my goal for groceries at $100 a week. I think as a single person living on her own, $100 a week on food, on groceries, should be plenty. I hope. That's like $400 a month. Even with as much as I eat, I think that's doable. Should hopefully be doable. So how am I going to do that? Meal planning. Okay, I have been meal planning so far since the start of this year, and it's going pretty good. I think I'm not having to make a whole bunch of random trips to the store. I'm doing all of my I'm meal planning, doing all of my shopping in one go for the stuff only on my meal plan for the week that I need. I'm trying to use the things that I already have here at the house, incorporate them, pick meals that incorporate those ingredients, so that way I don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm also trying to pick meals that have ingredients that I'm going to use over and over again. I am going to try and shop at Aldi as often as I can, especially if I have a lot of groceries that I need for the week. Even though the closest Aldi to me is like 20-30 minutes away, it's still worth it to drive that long, assuming my car makes it. It's worth the drive for the cheaper groceries. Next thing that I am going to be doing here moving forward, I don't know if you noticed, but on my January bills, I forgot to point it out, I no longer have a almost $500, $400 to $500 Verizon phone bill to worry about anymore. My dad and I went into Verizon to go and talk to them about the bill, and we not only got it lowered, but my dad was like, hey, since it's mainly my stuff and whatever, I'll just take over the phone bill so you're not paying it. And I said, oh, deal. So now that I don't have the Verizon bill, here's my grand idea. I am going to be taking what I would have been paying to Verizon for the phones, and I'm going to take $300 of that, put it directly towards debts. It's the same as if I was still paying the bill, just now it's not just like money I'm throwing away, it's money that's actually making a difference. So that is great. It's what I love to see. It's what I want. Finally, this is where I'm really going to try and put some even harder changes in place, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna do matched debt payments. So anytime I go out and buy something that is not 100% a necessity, or so anytime I go out and buy something that is not 100% a necessity, then I have to take whatever I spent on that and then put it towards my debts, matching those payments. So that includes anytime I go out to eat, anytime I buy, I don't know, something random. You know, anything in the stuff category, anything miscellaneous that isn't essential, like a car repair or a medical bill or whatever, anything like going out, eating out, things like that, then I have to take what I spent and put that towards debts. And my hope is that by doing that, it's going to make me think twice before I spend the money initially. Because now that amount that I was going to spend, that $20 to go eat out, is now $40. That $100 that I spent on a chandelier, now $200. That's kind of my hope, is that it makes me think twice, because now, oh, the numbers are higher, and I think it will. I think it will. Those are the changes that I plan on implementing, the next steps, like whatever that came to me out of rage. But I think that they are good ones. I think it's going to be great. The only other thing that I need to do still is I still have to open that Ally account, so that way I have the savings there, so that way I can start saving up for vacation is going to be the only thing that I'm saving for. The home reno and the tattoo, whatever, anything that I would have put into those accounts is just going to go to the debts or to my actual savings account to save, just for like an emergency fund kind of a situation. Vacation and that stuff is something that it's going to happen, and I need to start saving up for it now for sure. And I need to make sure that I have the money from my insurance company for my roof repair separated from my savings, so that way it's not there as a temptation to spend. Not that I'm going to spend it, but it just will help me feel a little bit more stressed, I think, and stressed in the way of like seeing a much smaller amount in my savings and being like, oh crap, I don't actually have that big of a buffer and I really need to watch what I'm doing and watch what I'm spending and not go crazy. I still need to get into contact with the roofer though, because I haven't heard from him in like a month, and I have no idea when he's supposed to come out to do my roof. Dog. I hate adulting. I think that's it. I think that's it. I had like 15 different post-it notes, and I think I've tackled everything that I had on them. I apologize that this video was a little bit chaotic and all over the place. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting. Sometimes when I get really angry, it's really hard for me to think straight, but I needed to film this video while I had the motivation and the time, because I still have to go grocery shopping before I get on a phone call with my besties from California and New York. So anyway, yeah. That is gonna do it for this video, the December and 2025 wrap up. It was a lot. It was a lot. I threw a lot at you. Hope was thrown at me. We're in it together. And I am interested to see where things go from here. But one thing I can tell you is that it's going to be better. It's going to get better. Things, it can only go up from here, I think. And I honestly am oddly excited and motivated to struggle. So anyway, like I said, that's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next update.